Kia ora homies, welcome to Healing Homies New Moon and Scorpio reading. We're going to keep it short and sweet because I feel like I don't have enough time between now and my next session to go super deep, which is interesting given it is Scorpio energy. So I feel like there could be a lot of chaos out there in the collective at the moment around feeling overwhelmed with what's going on, or you're literally getting thrown curveballs. So if you just need a little healing homey energy, this reading could be for you whenever you see this, okay? So welcoming energies that are most qualified for the healing message. Where are we going for this reading? Spirit, for this new moon and Scorpio energy for the healing collective. What do they need this reading to be on or about? Given that we don't have that much time, which feels like a message. Okay. So the mermaid we have is divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. Number 15. Okay, so this is giving me like the overwhelm you're experiencing, you know, the chaos, the perceived chaos that is going on for you at the moment. There is a deepening to your sensitivities. So it's like if you were to say, you know, eat an onion, that would be very potentially, just depending on who you are, overwhelming and maybe not a nice experience. But if you've adjusted your palate to consuming that onion, or say, let's use, you know, like spice. So like some people's preference is to have absolutely no spice. That's too much for their palate. They can't take it. Others can take a little bit or a lot or really hot. They're sweating buckets. They're all good with that. This is like your sensitivity capacity is expanding and growing. And it's very heightened right now with Scorpio season. So that is potentially adding to your overwhelm. And it's like with some adjustments, you will be able to enjoy the meal as opposed to feel overwhelmed by what the meal is made up of. So divination, we have corals, wisdom, colony, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time, number 31. So this gift, this sensitivity is a returning, a remembering for you, okay? There was a time in your life where you were able to be in your sensitivities, and for whatever reason or whatever your story is or was, those sensitivities have not been showing up as support. They've kind of been, I feel like it's not plaguing. Maybe it does feel like you're feeling plagued by as so many messages coming in. And it's about knowing what to receive and what to kind of let float away. And I feel like it's okay to be a little bit tender with yourself. I would really recommend for anyone seeing that if you have a choice in who you're spending time with, spend time with people who bring out your softness, who bring out your gentleness and your flexibility. Staying with rigidity at the moment could cause a break, okay? So coral's wisdom coming through. It's also talking to things that are created over a great period of time. So it's kind of like you and these sensitivities, you know, you're in a relationship with that and you're choosing how to water it, right? By meeting it with overwhelm, by meeting it with love, by meeting it with hatred and anger, whatever is resonating. You know, this is a relationship that can develop further if you want it to. If you need a break, it's okay to ask that of spirit too. Spirit, leave me alone. I need a human for a bit. And if you need help with that, reach out to someone that you feel guided towards to assist you on your journey. Even if it's a family member, that maybe it's kind of feels like you could have a conversation with a family member about this sensitivity, about your gift, about what you're feeling. And that is a freaking very intimate exchange of sacred knowledge. So if that resonates, please follow that, because it's an opportunity. And our third card is number 1, beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. Some lotus flowers there, so acknowledging those of us who feel like we've been in the mud, or we're waiting for the mud to settle and for it to clear. This also reminds me of earlier I was talking with someone about like this maiden energy, maiden, or just that youthful energy that children have, where they're in awe of everything that is beautiful to them. And I feel like particularly with maiden energy, there is kind of this innocence and purity, and they will approach things that aren't beautiful out of curiosity and out of wanting to share the awe and the love that they see in the world with this part that isn't necessarily ugly, isn't necessarily beautiful. Sorry. But yeah, I kind of feel like a lot of us are needing that younger part of ourselves, our healed inner child, our integrated inner child, who is able to bring that awe and that beauty into our everyday life, and to versions of ourselves that we feel is still stuck in the mud or waiting for the fog to clear. And I think spending time in that inner child and doing some integration will help settle that. Okay, so we've got our mermaids for our reading. On the bottom we have number 2, transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, and present. So it's like you have a choice with all of this information, okay? To use your discernment and taking what is right for you, right? What fits with your healing journey and what resonates to your heart space. And I feel like part of this transparency card with the divination card is like, girl, boy, man's, person, human, please accept your magicalness, because we can't be going round and round the merry-go-round of wondering, oh, am I a sensitive? Yeah, you fucking are, okay? You got it? So be authentic in that. With this realization of the depth to your sensitivities, and as that continues to grow over a period of time, you are relearning you. You are relearning what the physical body needs in order to support these sensitivities, these gifts, in whatever way that you're using them. And when you're using them, be authentic, be present. Don't downplay yourself, because this is a remembering. It's not like you're starting from scratch. You've already kind of journeyed with your gifts, and then they've been separate from you, or they've been transformed, and now you're journeying with the transformed version of your gifts. So yeah, staying present is the medicine for your sensitivities at this time. Stop trying to jump way too far into the future and way too far back into the past. Just being present, and in the present moment, receiving the messages of where you need to go, or whether you just need to stay and ground and find something that you need to be in awe of, or connect with that heart loving, just inner child goodness. You know, like literally go draw yourself as a mermaid, merman, merperson, and have fun doing that, okay? So we're going to clarify here with the chakra cards. Where is this energy sitting for collective that's seeing this, Spirit, please? Equilibrium. All things work best in conjunction with all things, okay? So you are not just your gifts, you are more than, and your gifts are, I think, intentionally calling in your gifts to balance out your life is what's going to be helpful for you at this time. So if you're, for example, needing to have more guidance with your mahi, then calling in your gifts while you're at mahi. If you're needing your gifts to help you cook your whānau a meal, call them in the kitchen. And ask your ancestors to cook with you. They would fucking love that. And same with your gardens and all of that. There's someone in the lineup who's ready to hold that space for the disgruntled version of you that's caught up in sadness, that feels like they're frozen, okay? Allow that spiritual support to come through. If you're needing more support with your parenting, then asking for help in that area with your sensitivities. If your child is feeling like their energy is unbalancing you, when they're in bed, take some time to re-check in with your inner child and feeling if they are balanced or not. Okay, because our inner child can give us messages, and sometimes they're from a child, right? So it might just be them needing reassurance and needing them to know that, you know, this is a loving space where they can exist and make mistakes. But at the same time, sometimes they actually hold the memories of why you are like you are. Okay, so they have information. On Coral's wisdom, we have intuition. Intuition is the little tug that pulls you towards your light. Third eye. So yeah, so this is your sensitivities are guiding you back to your own intuition, and we all have our own channel that we're meant to be in, and you know, kind of like giving me stay in your lane vibes. Like obviously I'm using my intuition right now to facilitate this reading, with the understanding that you as a healing homie take what resonates to your highest healing path and leave what doesn't. So you're kind of checking in with my intuition on where yours is at, but you're in a relationship with your intuition once again, and it is developing and it's trying to tug you towards your light. And if you've been in a dark place, this could feel very abrupt and unsettling. However, the message is works that are created over a great period of time. So even though it feels intense, that's just your sensitivities. Allow spirit to unfold as they have planned for you. On beauty, we have expression. Express your true self. The world needs you. Okay, so opposite of expression, suppression, depression. You could be coming out of that mud, darling. And, you know, when you have your head in the mud, sometimes all we're looking at is our mamai, or what's wrong and what can't be right. So I feel like when you do let the mud settle and you do allow your awe to come back in, express it. Express the things. Express yourself when things make you feel good. And when you feel like you want to share a message of love, like just from yourself to other people, or from yourself to yourself, like, I really loved that meal that we cooked. That was very nourishing. And get used to that, because this is your medicine and at this time. On the bottom we have truth. Speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to. Okay, you've been in the mud, you've been in the mamai, you know it's there, you know why it's there, you know the injustices that led to you being there. You aren't going to stay there no more, okay? You're not meant to pitch a tent with that wounded part of yourself. You're meant to go back and nourish them and give them love and aroha from the present moment where you are safe, okay? Where you are secure, even if it doesn't currently feel like it, okay? All right, what else is needing to be said here for the healing homie spirit? $18 lovers. There are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Wish. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. And moon, pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. Okay, so first I want to go to this lovers card with equilibrium and divination. So partly to me, this is giving like there's two paths ahead. One is where you lovingly come into your sensitivities and your remembering, and the other is where you choose the mud. There's possibly 1,000 possibilities in between, but this feels really like I'm not disrespecting the mud at all. The mud can feel safe. The mud can feel secure. It isn't. Living in your sensitivities, allowing them to give you messages, allowing yourself to dare think of what is my destiny here on this earth as a human being. That is a path you could choose at this time. Be true to yourself. Are you a lover or are you a hater? You know which one you are. So if you know that you're a lover and you're coming from an open heart, wanting to speak your truth, from the heart, then this will ease that sensitivity. That will bring it more into balance, because it's like you're treating your gifts as an unwanted guest, and that's a part of you, man. So it's okay to say, I'm not ready right now. I need a break. I need to tap out. Spirit, leave me alone for a bit. I need to ground my human, as opposed to throwing mud at it, okay? On wish, number 35, I'm getting baby. A baby coming in, a wish. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. If you're not looking for a human baby, it could be an animal baby that's wanting to come through, and they're kind of there to help support your spiritual sensitivities as well. Intuitively let that be guided. But this is also giving me the energy of like feeling the healing. Like you've intellectually known what healing looks like and could be like, but in your tinana, your body, you're still wanting to feel the embodiment of the healing that you know in your mind exists. So this is like you're going to start feeling held by your own energy, contained by your own energy. And I don't mean contained in a negative way. I mean contained in like a, you know, like how you wrap a newborn baby and then they feel all snuggled, like in the womb, you know, like weighted blanket kind of energy. That being an energy, that you hold, not a physical form, perhaps. On beauty and expression, we have the moon. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. So I feel like this message is really like confirming. On the bottom, we have love. Love surrounds all your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. So yeah, coming from a loving place. And also remember, you know, letting your inner child know they could have some self-blame around things that happened that were out of their control growing up, and they might have, you might have misunderstood and taken on blame for that adults should have taken. So for example, something bad could have happened and you could have thought, or your inner child could have consumed that happening and thought, I'm a bad person, like I let this bad thing happen. So just, if that resonates, your word to weave into your mind is, I am a loving person. And you know you're a loving person because you tried to take on responsibilities of adults that should have been taking care of you, but for whatever reason they weren't able to, in whatever capacity it is. You know, no one's perfect. We're not here to blame. We're here to honor our inner child and what they've experienced and how they've coped with what they've experienced, okay? And they still exist within you, okay? So loving person, you are a loving person. And yeah, if there's a responsibility wound there too, letting that go. That doesn't need to be weighing you down, darling. Let's go to the tarot. So yeah, massive transformation energy here. And continuing to choose the path of love and the path that your intuition wants you to go down. We are totally understanding, you know, that there is a fragile energy here that we're wanting to honor as well. And that fragile energy is coming under wish. So I feel like, you know, it's okay to be cautious when you're on a journey to follow your intuition. Because I guess there is kind of this energy that's coming through of being built up and then being let down. Being built up, being let down. Being built up and being let down. So for wish to come through under fragility and intuition, I get it. You're feeling self-protected. And that's okay. That's actually really beautiful. But you don't want to be blocking your wishes to come to fruition. And if you're a manifester, really review what you're manifesting at this time and make sure you want it, okay? Be very as clear as you can to spirit at this time. And there's definitely good energy for like just integrating your knowledge, your wisdom, embodying the healing. Okay, clarify with the tarot, please, Spirit. We have the Hanged Man with sacrifice. Ooh. Whoa, whoa, okay. So this is coming through on divination, equilibrium, and lovers. So I think there is the self-sacrificing energy that wants to come through with your sensitivities expanding and growing, or at this point in time feeling really, really sensitive. It's like, because prophecy is sticking out to me now, it's like, as a soul, take this if this resonates. As a soul, you up doing what souls do, and there's humans on earth that you love and you care about, and they've got hara and they've got wounds and they've got mama, and they're on the haters path, they're not on the lovers path. So your soul came in to sacrifice in a self-sacrificing manner to break that shit. And now you're dealing with the generational kind of impact of feeling everything, but also that heartbreak of having had that self-sacrificing energy on a soul level. So that's what I'm getting from this card. But this immediately made me feel like prickles up my back and just betrayal energy coming through. So I guess part of that self-protection is you don't want to betray yourself. You don't want to feel all sensitive and then freak out and then jump to a poor coping strategy that is not good for your health. That's why that call is super uncomfortable, man. Super uncomfortable. Can you clarify this spirit, this hanged man? The sacrifice card. Like she's literally in the mud and her dress is like falling into pieces in the mud. But she's giving out the rainbow. She's giving out the light. She's standing strong. There's a lot of strength here. And we've had discontent and boredom, 4 of Cups and the heart. So 4 flipping over. 4 on the bottom. I fucking kid you not. I just had to look. So we've got 444 coming on this, which is angel number for your divinely supported, okay? So if you're coming from a very muddy, very hara, very traumatized background, and you're in a space where you can be grounded and feel into these sensitivities, the boredom that is wanting to come through could be kind of like a attraction for that darker side of you with the boredom to play mind games and stuff. So when you're feeling bored, they're wanting you to check in with your heart and have some rest and rejuvenation, okay? So 4 of Swords, that is nest energy. And then on Wish, we have the solar plexus. Woohoo! Yep, charging up that yellow confidence, fearlessness, turning your warrior into warrior. And that warrior being protective of that fragile part of yourself. Protective, but not snuffing it out. Allowing it to exist within you. Allowing you to have fragile moments or have fragile friends that honor that part of you and you're safe with being. Or being the fragile friend to yourself. And then on the moon, an expression with beauty, we have financial and material changes clarified by the Lovers, harmony. Yeah, you can't receive from the mud what you're wanting to receive. So it's time to be brave and to be reassured by your own progress in your journey with everything you've already been through up until this point, up until this moment, that you're ready. You're ready for the changes. You're ready to allow any anxieties or nerves or memories that come up that change triggers or activates. And yeah, change is on the horizon in a good manner, okay? We've got 3 of Pentacles, recognition and reward on the bottom, okay? So this is you coming to Spirit and allowing them to literally help clear the solar plexus energy, okay? Okay, homies, we're going to get an ending oracle card now. So I'll read this from the book and then leave this reading with you, okay? So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your glorious energy, and I wish you well with this coming into your remembering. So, one final card, please, Spirit. we have number 15, healing heart, face your shadow and grow. And we started with 15, divination. So it's specifically the shadow of how you relate to your sensitivities. Are you allowing them to come into the light? All right. Dear heart, I know you have experienced neglect, rejection, disappointment, and betrayal from those you loved and cared about. This has hurt you deeply and made aspects of your inner self shut down or even wilt away. On some level, you are still holding on to old trauma, whether it was abuse from your childhood, humiliation, or disloyalty from someone you loved, cruelty from those you trusted, or a failure in a relationship or business. Over time, old wounds that have not been lovingly met and healed can fester and sabotage your future. Rather than being open to love, you can shut out those who could appreciate, cherish, and encourage you. Unhealed pain can also inhibit you from listening to your intuition and daring to follow your dreams. The time has come to face your shadow and heal your trauma so you can expand and grow. We can then partner up, dear heart, and discern what will strengthen us and where to put our love, care, energy, and attention. All right, homies, that is your new moon in Scorpio reading for whenever you need it. Thank you very much for the mahi you are doing and for all you are clearing. I'll leave that with you. Keep healing, homies. I'll see you out there.